It is that time of year again. It is time for Christmas projects. Everything on this list will be made using reclaimed materials, and let's waste no time and get straight into the video. The first thing on my list to knock out is a photo frame in the shape of a Christmas ornament made with 1/4-inch material that is just ripped on the table saw. You can use any width of material that you want. I like the slender look of these guys. I'm using CA glue to glue everything down to make up the face. Then I just draw a nice little circle, which was kind of difficult because of all the slats. All right, we've got a circle. I'm gonna add support in the middle so all these little parts and pieces don't fall off. And then I just take it over the bandsaw, follow my lines, cut the circle out, and then off camera I use the sander to make it exactly perfect circle. That's like a lollipop or something. Next thing I'm gonna do for this bad boy is add a top to it because this is a Christmas ornament. So in order to make it look more like a Christmas ornament, the metal attachment that attaches the hook to the actual ball, it forms itself around the top of the ball. So I have carved a little slot out. This one's a little thinner than these, so that this looks like it's just attached there. And then we're gonna go ahead and add one more, and then I'll make that look like a little hook. That way once I hang it on the wall, it looks legitimately like an ornament. After I've painted and oiled this bad boy up, all that is left to do is add some clothespins to hold the photos and hang her up on the wall. I have gathered a large amount of scrap wood. It's wood that I used on another project and now it's left over. Some of it's beat up, but that's walnut, this is walnut, maple, maple, maple. So I'm gonna turn all this wood, I'm gonna strip it all down, I'm gonna turn it into a cookie board for Santa. Item number 2. I'm ripping all my material down to about 1 3/4 inches, but there's no minimum or maximum that you need to be doing for this. This is just a cookie tray for Santa. After you do that, glue it up, let it dry, and then you can get to sanding and cleaning it up. This is not a how-to video for a cutting board. This could be used as a cutting board because I've got all the right species of wood, but if you had pine and pallet and whatever, the whole goal is just to make something nice and presentable for Santa. After cleaning up the edges, I decided to be a little extra and make a little pocket for the glass of milk that will be served to Mr. Claus. You don't have to do this. You don't have to go extra. You don't have to go overboard. It's just a board that cookies will sit on. But if you so choose, you can be bougie, like me. And by bougie, I mean custom cut vinyl to let Santa know that these are his cookies and no one else is allowed to have them. You want to see something funny? Oh, Grayson didn't like that. Can I have the last 2? Don't eat that cookie. You better share. You know what? You're on the naughty list. Okay, so in my last Christmas video, I made a Christmas tree and I made a stand for it and everything. And when I drove the screws in, I didn't pre-drill because I didn't care whatsoever. And I thought that that was clear in the whole process of the video that it was rustic materials for temporary decor. So this time, I'm gonna keep that same energy. So I got this material from the dumpster at our flip house, and I am hoping that when this project is done, you can tell that I got it from a dumpster because that is the point of the video, okay? That's the point. Now don't get it twisted, that does not mean it's not gonna look awesome. So this is gonna be a snowman for our front yard. All you gotta do to make a snowman is make 3 circles on the back, strap that wood together, cut it out with a jigsaw, and you got a snowman. I tried my best to be facetious here and over tighten these screws so that the wood was split, but I just couldn't do it. I don't know what the deal was. The wood didn't want to split. Just pretend it did. Go down in the comment section and say, hey, that wood split. I don't like that, okay? So everything that I'm doing here on the back is going to be reversed. The other side is white, so I'm going to keep that for the snowman, but I'm going to cut all the circles on the back. This little strip that makes up the hat is going to be an applied piece on the front, And this piece of the hat will be a part of these boards. If you've centered your braces properly, everything should hold together when you chop away all the material that does not make up your snowman. If things fall apart, you've done something wrong. I see a snowman. Some of the last finishing touches are the brim of his hat and the black paint to make his hat stand out. After that, I used a little jig that I made with 3 holes in it to make the charcoal buttons. I painted on some eyes and an orange nose, and he was finished. This snowman right here cost me $0. My neighbors got their snowman, and that probably cost them 30 bucks. So who's really winning the seasonal war here, all right? All right, so for project number 4, I literally went out into the yard and I grabbed a piece of wood that was sitting in the dirt. I am going to be making a Christmas countdown. This is gonna be a simple project. All I'm gonna do is cut the shape of a tree out of the nice piece of wood that I have, use some chalkboard paint so that I can use a piece of chalk to write the countdown. Really simple and easy, really interactive for my kiddos. So the shape of the Christmas tree is done. I'm going to use some of this offcut to make a little tray for chalk, and then I'm going to spray paint a swatch right here that we can color. Easy as that. This is one of my favorite ways to take away material, not because it's the easiest, but because the result after you've made all your scoring lines with the table saw blade is very satisfying. Listen to this crackle. I taped off all my areas that I didn't want to get chalkboard paint on, and I went at it. After that, I used some CA glue to put the shelf on, and then I was trying to decide if I wanted to use green paint to liven this thing up or if I wanted to just be rustic wood. I went to the community page on YouTube and asked my subscribers what they thought I should do, and my man Mike said that I should definitely paint it, and not only should I paint it, I should add ornaments of varying colors. I wasn't going to do that, but when he said that, I thought that was a good idea, so that's what I'm doing. And just in case you didn't know, as of today, there are 44 days until Christmas. Alright, so I wouldn't show you this other than to prove that this is scrap wood. I have a large pile of junk that I was chopping up to make coasters and all kinds of stuff. I'm going to take some of it and make a wreath for my front door. In the last video I made a wreath. It was a circular wreath. It was really cool, but this one is going to be way better. I'm going to be honest, I don't know the angles inside of a star. So I went on the internet and I found the angles of the inside of a star. Just got to make sure that I have it right side up. I only need the inside angles. That's why I blew it up and I don't have the points. Just so that I can be absolutely sure that I get all of my angles correct. I just scribed this onto there. I traced through the paper into this. Piece 1 is complete. I made sure to get all that nice brown grain in there. It's beautiful. Let's see if it matches up here. These are complicated cuts. Please don't come to the comment section and ask me for the angles. I will leave a link to the template in the description. The reason that I can't give you the angles is because the moment that I start chopping away at a piece, it is no longer a square anymore, so you can't just take a square cut away. The moment it becomes a diamond, it gets confusing, and my brain can only take so much. So follow the template and everything will be okay, I promise you. To glue this star up, you don't need clamps. All you need is some blue painter's tape. Attach each piece to each other individually, then flip it upside down, open it up so that all of the insides are exposed, and shove glue in there. Let it sit overnight, let it harden up. After you're sure that it's hard as a rock, sand it until she's smooth. I like to think that my channel is all-inclusive. Anybody, anywhere can do what I do. But sometimes my tools are cooler than your tools. A lot of people don't have lasers. If you don't have one, you can use a wood burner, you can use a Cricut, you can use a scroll saw, you can use your hands, you can use a pencil, you can use paints to inscribe whatever message it is that you want to put on this star. I don't want you to look at this project and think it is out of reach because I have a laser. There are many ways to communicate whatever message that you want to get across, and you don't need a laser to do that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't seen my last video covering all the Christmas projects that I did last year, click on this video right here. Let me know what your favorite project in this video was down in the comment section below.